Let's change tack now and let's talk a little bit about something that's going on right here in the UAE pertaining to golf. Now, I know you have had a very close eye on this, Chris.
Indeed,
and the Emirates Amateur Golf League.
There was a big announcement last week, a big press conference that took place, and this was to unveil the first ever Emirates Amateur Golf League mini-series event. Now, it's slated for June the 20th. Now, the series proper, which, and this is quite incredible, it's been officially sanctioned by the Emirates Golf Federation. It's been backed by the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation, not to mention the Dubai Sports Council, as well as boasting a man that you know well, European Tour Pro Shiv Kapoor, as its ambassador. It will get underway in November of this year. This mini-series is a little taster. Organisers are hosting this 9-hole EAGL mini-series to provide very much that. It will be an 8-man, 4-man series going head-to-head, followed by a gala dinner. There'll be a prize presentation, all set against the backdrop of the final round of the US Open.
And you need to answer me this question. Are they calling it EAGL?
They are. Yes.
Okay.
The man who we are about to hear from did that repeatedly, and I thought EAGL, and then it wasn't until he finished up that I totally understood that the EAGL is known as
it's
EAGL.
It's like the zone, isn't it?
It's like the zone. Absolutely. That is a lovely little comparison that you've made there. Now, the man who is, tournament director for this new initiative, he is formerly of the European Tour, a good friend of ours in the shape of Nick Tarratt. I caught up with him a little earlier to find out a little bit more about this exciting project, and its aim, I think it's fair to say, is very much to reinvigorate the amateur game right here in the UAE.
The backbone of this project is very much corporate golf. I think personally, having been here 31 years, that perhaps corporate golf in the UAE, due to COVID and other matters, is perhaps a little stale. Invites of around 100 golfers in a shotgun start, 4-ball teams, often with your friends and the same people week in and week out, over the same 18 holes, same shirts, gifting, menu, prizes and format. But this is very much taking it to the next level. I'd like to probably call it experience the pro, being a pro for a day. It's that kind of model. But being corporate, it doesn't mean it's closed. Very much this is part of a bigger project going forward. This event next June the 20th on the Sunday, the final round of the US Open, has 8 teams of 4 players. Today we unveiled the 8 captains, 8 team logos, 8 team names and everything. And Robbie Greenfield is one of the captains and sponsored by ARN Team, so we're looking forward to getting you involved. But some of the kind of buzz that we want to create in this EAGL mini-series, it's 9 holes played on the fire course at Jumeirah Golf Estates on Sunday, June the 20th. But things like valley parking, care driver, names of players on lockers, music to the first tee announcements, set up with banners off course and on course, commentator on the last green, because there's a unique format of 9 holes match play, players playing in their own bands of handicaps, so you're playing with players of a similar standard, and over 9 holes, if you beat me, as expected, Chris, 3 and 2, that means we've got 2 holes left. You've won 2 points as the winner of the match, but then we play an automatic press, as they say in golf, and we'll play the final 2 holes. If I win those 2 holes, I'll get a point for my team, and if you win those last 2 holes, you don't get any more. The maximum you can get over 9 holes is 2 points.
Nice.
This means, Chris, that every match is going to finish on the 18th green with live play. So imagine the buzz, 32 golfers, sponsors, supporters around that 18th green. It's going to be a great atmosphere. And the whole thing about it, Chris, is to create a tournament buzz. And I think it's much needed in UA golf these days.
Sign me up, Nick, and apparently he has already.
He has already. That was news to me as well when he announced that you're a team captain. I think
I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't make the cut, unfortunately, on that front. But
sure
yeah, as you
did.
hear there, 8 teams. And this, I use the word taster because I think it was interesting listening to Nick there. And this is a man who headed up the European Tour office over in this part of the world. He's been here 31 years. And I think we've spoken about it a lot on this show. What the pandemic has done, okay, tour tourism has been affected. I'm stating the bleeding obvious. But local rounds, people taking to the sport of golf. I'm a walking billboard these days.
You are.
I'm a walking statistic on that front. A lot of people have taken to the sport, and I think what Nick is envisaging here is to reinvigorate the competitive amateur landscape, to give people like me an outlet to say, hey, I love a knock on a Tuesday morning at about 6 a.m. with Robbie Greenfield in town.
Time to test yourself on the big stage, Chris.
Exactly that.
It's time to get that post-fatherhood golf game dusted off and competing in EAGL.
Indeed. Well, I may well be doing just that if you can hook me up with a pick, because you are one of the captains. And I did point that out to Nick, that listen, local golf rounds, they're very much up. We've seen the incredible success of the first Top Golf facility in the Middle East, not far from here, down at Emirates Golf Club. And I pointed out to him, golf's in rude health.
Hearing and seeing very much a collaborative approach amongst the UAE golf industry that perhaps hasn't happened previously because they're all too busy working their own operations. But just to go on from that, we do have a forum that evening on the 20th that ARN is going to moderate, and we've got some heavyweights from the UAE golf industry, including Chris May, Mark Chaplesky, Chris from Dubai Golf and Top Golf, as you've mentioned. Yeah. Mark Chaplesky from Troon Golf, manages many golf courses in the UAE. We have Simon Corkill from Falcon Associates, responsible for the Omega Dubai Desert Classic and the Omega Dubai Moonlight Classic with the ladies. Then we also have the new owner of Abu Dhabi Golf Club, Kalfan Al-Kabi, coming from Abu Dhabi. Remember, this is a UAE initiative, not a Dubai initiative. And we've invited the European Tour to participate, and someone like Nick Tarratt is there to make up the numbers. So that's a nice discussion on perhaps where the industry should work together and when there's healthy rivalry. And I think it's going to be quite edgy and thought-provoking. And we have a wonderful audience. The audience and players, this first mini-series will be invited, but as we said, there will be opportunities for amateur golfers moving forward to participate in the EAGL proper series rather than this taster.
Yeah,
golf
you said it there.
is edgy. Who would have thought, Chris?
Well, it's getting there, right? I mean, golf is cool. I never thought I would have said that a few years back, but since fatherhood, jeepers, you're absolutely right. I spend more time on the golf course.
/ middle age.
Yeah, middle age as well. I've got that crisis period. A lot of messages coming up as to how you sign up. There'll be more info in just a few moments on that. And again, I wanted to reiterate, because certainly when I hear corporate, I think of a closed shop. And you've heard it from Nick on a couple of instances there where he said that this very much the start of something that will be big business, that will be open to all, and I wanted to find out a little bit more on that.
Yes, it's a corporate, very much at the backbone and theme of the event is corporate business, but very much we want other amateurs who are in business. Golf is the platform, and we want to invite, encourage, and they'll be able to apply, each one on his own merits. For the EAGL series later in the year, there are going to be 8 teams of 12 players. That's 96 players rather than the 32. So you can see the elevation. And what's also exciting is that we got your confirmation this morning that your big buddy, Mike Phillips, the legendary Welsh scrum half, has become a team captain. That one is sponsored by Dubai Sports Channel. That's the European Series. And Mike's going to be there, a huge networker, influencer alongside yourself, Chris. And, you know, what greater opportunity to meet and mingle with Mike Phillips.
At 10 dirhams in the post, Nick, for that.
And if someone had told me I'd be competing against Mike Phillips in a sporting contest, I would not have believed them.
Well, and I think that's an interesting point to that as well, because getting the celebs involved, we know an awful lot of not just ex-sportsmen and sportswomen, but also just people from all walks of life. Golf is a sport that they do take up later in life as well. So the fact that Mike's involved, it's going to be fascinating. I'm intrigued by its evolution over the course of the next few months. For Fad and for the rest of you messaging in, you've just got to go to the website. That's EAGL, without the E essentially, .com. You'll find all the information on there. It is a closed shop for this mini series, the little taster, but it will then be opening up and opening up quickly. Nick's got big plans and the rest of the team for it. I'm excited. Robbie will be a skipper, Mike Phillips in there as well, and I'll have to beg, borrow and steal in order to get a place in that as well.
The EAGL has landed.